Cloudy skies with a low of 38 tonight. We could see some snow later on this week. I'll have full weather updates for you later on in the 6 o'clock report.
Now, WVTT.
Global News Update.
In Greece, 1 in 4 workers is out of a job. That's a big number, and it's even bigger for young people. But behind those grim statistics, a deeper problem has taken hold. CNN's Diana Magni has more.
Just as he has done every week for 1.5 years, Petros Karelas prints off his CV ready for his trip to the job centre. Aged 24, he still lives with his parents because, like most young Greeks, he can't afford not to. Greece has 55% youth unemployment. Very few jobs even for graduates like Karelas with 2 master's degrees.
They look at me like, what are you doing here, child? Go abroad. That's what I say.
Whilst we're waiting, we meet George Kaligaris back at the job centre to cancel his unemployment benefit. His old employers offered him part-time work for €400 a month.
How much is your rent?
500.
So how do you survive?
I look for other job extra.
If you're unemployed in Greece, you get €360, $460 a month, for 1 year only. After that, you're on your own. And if you've never paid national insurance contributions, i.e. you've never had a job, you don't get anything, which means many of the young can't claim.
You'll often hear Greece referred to internationally as the sick man of Europe, being given a dose of medicine, austerity, that's just not working. And yet when you speak to people here, they give you this kind of psychological profile to match, that the country is in a national state of depression, which people find hard to shake, even with jobs and a steady income, and where the young, the qualified, only see a future for themselves outside of Greece.
At a time when so many need counselling, psychotherapists admit that few can afford it. The aptly named Therapia Stamu Mazaraiki offers a special rate for the jobless who need her help.
The depression tends to make you passive, so I try to encourage people to set small goals like tomorrow will be fun, or I'll take the time to play with my children, to be energetic, take walks, and to stop talking about the past and what they used to have or don't have now. We can't perform miracles, but we can take simple steps.
But sometimes miracles do happen.
You can't understand how I feel right now. I'm coming here for 1.5 years, and this is the first time I just received a piece of paper. I never asked for something more. I never asked for something less.
Well, you wanted a job, didn't you? This is just a phone number.
This is a phone number, but it's a phone number it's a lead.
Just an answer phone for now, but maybe a job tomorrow.
Huh?
Diana Magni, CNN, Athens.
Superstorm Sandy has taken the focus away from the presidential race, even with the election now just less than a week away. Both candidates canceled official campaign events in recent days, but even as they turned their attention to the storm, politics was never far away. Here's Dana Bash.
President Obama canceled official campaign events, but this close to Election Day, everything is political, even this unannounced trip to the Red Cross.
America's with you. We are standing behind you, and we are going to do everything we can to help you get back on your feet.
Invaluable imagery and opportunity to be seen in command.
I want you to cut through red tape. I want you to cut through bureaucracy. There's no excuse for inaction at this point.
Speaking of imagery, for a second day, the White House released a photo of the president on the case in the Situation Room.
And thank you so very much. I love you and appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Mitt Romney called off his campaign events too, but stayed firmly planted in Ohio, the mother of all swing states, inviting reporters to watch him box and bag food for hurricane victims back east.
We have heavy hearts, as you know, with all the suffering going on in a major part of our country.
And though this certainly looks like a Romney campaign rally with all its trappings, he restricted his remarks to Sandy.
A lot of people hurting this morning. They were hurting last night, and the storm goes on. I've had the chance to speak with some of the governors in the affected areas, and they've talked about a lot of people having hard times.
Romney's running mate appeared at a hurricane relief center in his home state of Wisconsin, another battleground. The vice president talked to reporters in Ohio to applaud his boss's leadership.
I've never seen a guy so focused.
There is nothing like the power of incumbency in a disaster, if used right. But the politics of crisis are often complicated. Example, one of the governors Obama is talking to is one of Romney's most influential supporters. He's now heaping praise on the president.
I was on the phone at midnight again last night with the president. Personally, he has expedited the designation of New Jersey as a major disaster area. The president has been outstanding in this.
A cringeworthy moment for Team Romney. Later, the outspoken New Jersey governor, who was hosting the president Wednesday to tour damage, said this when asked about Sandy's effect on the election.
I don't give a damn about Election Day. It doesn't matter a lick to me at the moment. I've got much bigger fish to fry than that. So do the people of the state of New Jersey.
Christie wasn't the only GOP governor in Sandy's path to hear from Obama. Swing state governors of Virginia and Pennsylvania were also on a presidential call on Tuesday. For now, the politics of Sandy are playing out under the radar. Democrats are warning that Romney will slash federal disaster relief, even get rid of FEMA. Basing that on a CNN debate last year when Romney said the federal role should be limited during disaster and that states and even the private sector should have more power. Romney was asked multiple times Tuesday to clarify his position on FEMA, but he didn't answer. Romney's campaign insists he would not eliminate FEMA, an agency currently getting praise from Republican governors for its response to Hurricane Sandy. Dana Bash, CNN, Washington.
Well, the cleanup has begun after Hurricane Sandy ripped across parts of the East Coast. Renee Marsh is in Hoboken, New Jersey with the latest.
Residents across the eastern seaboard are beginning to pick up the pieces in the wake of Superstorm Sandy.
I've lived here for 39 years. I've been through several hurricanes going back to Gloria, and I've never seen anything like this at all.
Sandy made landfall near Atlantic City, New Jersey Monday night, bringing a storm surge that flooded the Jersey Shore, New York subway tunnels, and LaGuardia Airport. The storm sparked electrical fires and knocked out power to millions. Rescue efforts are still underway to save those left stranded. This woman and her mother rode out the storm trapped in a car.
You don't know because there's nobody around. You don't know where to go. You're trying to get out of a window. You're up to your neck in water. It's freezing. The wind is blowing.
New Jersey Governor Chris Christie said residents of his state are devastated.
This is a monumental task that we have in front of us. So I'd ask them this week for their patience. And then the week after that, we're going to need their resilience as we begin to go back to work and rebuild our state.
President Obama signed disaster declarations for New Jersey and New York, clearing the way for federal aid.
I want every agency to lean forward and to make sure that we are getting the resources where they're needed as quickly as possible.
Sandy is moving northwest with the potential to bring flooding to the Great Lakes and winter weather to the mountains. Along this street, many people still do not have any power. At this point, more than 6 million people have no power, and utility companies say it could be a week, it could be more. Reporting in Hoboken, New Jersey, I'm Renee Marsh.
Sports and weather are next, plus a little Halloween trick, or maybe it's a treat. Stay tuned and find out which one it is. This is News Channel 25 WVTT.